Right now, there's a lot of uncertainty in the markets. It seems like Bitcoin and Ethereum should be going up, but yet they just keep struggling. What is up with this? Well, today we're going to talk to an expert on this topic, along with trying to figure out, is the stock market actually holding crypto back as we come up to a very important date? Let's get it. BitSwap is the hottest new way to trade tokens. Crawling all the top decentralized exchanges, BitSwap gets you the very best price and value for your trades. BitSwap is changing the game. Try it now at bitswapdex.io. Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, the largest crypto channel in all the interwebs. My name is Ben. Every day on this channel, I show you how to make money in cryptocurrency. If you like money in crypto, make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell for notifications. Today, I'm bringing on YouTuber Tom Crown, chart expert, to discuss technical analysis versus indicators, and we're also going to take a look later on at the stock market and what is going on there as we revisit an important date that occurred a year ago and what implications that might have for the market today. Now, if you want to take advantage of any of this information and trade on leverage, you can do that at Bybit. Get access to Bybit and Market Cipher, our indicator of choice, at bitboycrypto.com/deals. Well, let's go ahead and jump into the interview. Hey guys, today I'm joined by none other than YouTuber Tom Crown. We've had him on the show before. Definitely excited to bring him back on. How are you doing, Tom?
Doing great, BitBoy. Great to be back, man. Congrats on your success so far. You've been blowing up. It's awesome to see that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We're going to be giving back to the community. We're going to be doing a full Bitcoin giveaway when we hit 1 million subscribers. How much is that going to be?
Well, I'll enter that.
I know, right? Tom, if you win, they may say that it was fixed. So listen, Tom, let's chat. Of course, everybody, make sure to go to Tom's channel down below in the description. Make sure to give him a sub. I want to talk to you because I've been getting some questions about indicators versus technical analysis, because a lot of people say that I use an indicator, which we'll talk about in a little bit, and that's not real TA. And even though I'm winning a lot of trades, that it doesn't really count for some reason. And I want to bring you on because you are a technical analysis guy, and I want to get your opinion about, indicators versus technical analysis. Where do you fall in that range?
Oh yeah, man. I love my charts. Yeah, I think there's a little confusion there. People have an idea of what technical analysis is in their mind. I'm not sure where they come up with that idea, but indicators are technical analysis. You're using the data to try to put the trade in your favor. And so I would argue that they really are the same thing. Many different ways to get to the same conclusion. And I don't think any is necessarily best, but I think that it would be false to say that using indicators is not technical analysis.
Yeah, I mean, when people are using charts and they're on TradingView, I mean, even using like the Fibonacci tools and other tools, I mean, technically those are indicators, correct?
Yeah, there's not just one type. There's many types of indicators. Like a trend line could be considered an indicator. Typically, I think people go to what's called an oscillator when they think of an indicator, basically something that just swings up and down. But there's many different tools in our tool belt, and I think that each one can help us become a better trader.
Yeah, and so one of the tools that I use here a lot on the channel, and I know you actually have a little bit of experience with it as well, is Market Cipher, of course, created by CryptoFace. And if anybody wants to get Market Cipher, you can do that at bitboycrypto.com/deals. And we got a promo code set up for everybody for March. But Tom, I want to know, what is your overall impression of Market Cipher, and where does it stack up in comparison to other indicators that you've used?
Yeah, no, I've checked out Market Cipher. It definitely gets my approval. I don't think that I can say this and then say, I don't think there's any magic bullet here.
Right.
These are really complicated markets. But what Market Cipher does really well is it combines many indicators. So you maybe don't even know it. You're using a bunch of different indicators at once, and it does it in a visual way that I think is definitely has a lot of value, to be honest. I've been messing around with it and checking out charts with it, and it's nice to have all that data in one spot.
Yeah, and it also uses oscillators. That's what Market Cipher B is, the bottom of it. And I know it's helped me win a lot of trades, but I think with anything, when it comes to using an indicator, the effectiveness works in waves, right? Where it almost seems like the market figures out that a lot of people are using the same kind of indicator and then kind of pushes against kind of the signals that it provides. Have you ever seen that happen in your experience with charts?
Oh, absolutely, man. Yeah, we can speculate what the cause is if it's,
Yeah.
too many people are doing this, or maybe it's even the opposite, is the market's kind of baiting people into this comfort level of we're going to keep doing this until it runs against you. That's absolutely a part of crypto for sure.
Right. And so in Market Cipher, there is an indicator called the whale manipulation indicator. It's a yellow X that appears whenever there seems to be, manipulation on the market. We saw earlier today, I put out a tweet about a certain price point I was going in at. Literally within 5 minutes, there were 4 yellow X's on the minute chart. Just people dumping, trying to push the price down based upon my tweet and things like that. It was very obvious. What have you seen in terms of manipulation of the crypto markets here in the recent week or so? Do you think the markets are behaving, I guess, how they should right now, or is there something else going on?
Yeah, that is a spicy question, man.
Yeah.
Really, I think we have to ask, what is manipulation? And the answer is everyone acting. Everyone, all these millions of different actors coming together, making decisions. And I almost view crypto as the market. Maybe that's a natural part of its market, is the manipulation part. There's a lot of big forces pushing around based on different signals, or even a tweet, like you said. I almost don't even like the word manipulation because it's so commonplace that
Yeah.
without it, I'm not even sure there'd be, where would the market even be, or what would it be? I'm not sure.
Yeah, and I think when you look at the Wall Street Bets thing with everything that was happening on the stock market, which we are going to touch on the stock market here in just a few minutes, the whole idea was that these big hedge funds, they would short the price, and I think this is where the manipulation comes in, right? They would short the price of an asset, and then they would actually do things to assist in that company tanking, like putting out reports or making statements about like if Warren Buffett comes out and says, I'm very bearish on GameStop, I think it's going to dissolve as a company. Like, think about that one statement from that one person, what effect that could have on the market. Now, he's certainly open to have that opinion, but if Warren Buffett came out and said that, and I'm just using him as an example, of course, if he came out and said that, and then specifically right as he was saying that, he opened up a short on it, like, to me, that's manipulation. I think that's where things get really dicey, and that's what we're seeing with a lot of the Bitcoin whales, is they will open up positions, then they will sell to manipulate the price down so they can, cash in on shorts. That's what I would consider to be manipulation.
Yeah, the intent there, the premeditated. I can agree with that for sure. That's such a hard question, like we were saying, to tackle. Is that okay? I mean, in legacy markets, that's illegal, or I'm no lawyer, but
hasn't stopped him before. But
yeah, it doesn't seem to stop him at all. And in crypto, we're really still the Wild West, and so it's maybe just part of the game. Is it good or bad? I'm not sure. I really don't know.
Well, the chart doesn't have intent on it.
No, that's why, that's why I love charts, man. They're just numbers. It's just data. And they sometimes seem to see these things coming.
Yeah.
Before the actors or whatnot.
It is amazing. I mean, I've seen Crypto Face so many times with Market Cipher go live on a stream and say something, be like, guys, the price is about to go up, really big, and nobody believes him. And then all of a sudden, Elon Musk comes out and tweets about Bitcoin, and it shoots up, 20% in a day or whatever. And, it's amazing. He comes out and he says something like, hey, even though it appeared like that was an Elon Musk tweet, the technicals have been pointing that to the whole time. I guess that's, something you probably see on the charts a good bit.
Yeah, huge shout out to Crypto Face, man. Me and him chatting. He's a guy who knows his stuff. I've seen the exact same thing. We were on our channel, we were talking about Dogecoin in December. And all of a sudden, come January, everyone's raving, and they're yelling, "Oh, it's just this frenzy." Of course, everyone knew it would go up, and nobody was talking about it, but the chart was showing us that, hey, this may have bottomed. And it seems that news follows the price. The movement up attracts positive news, movement down, all of a sudden scary news comes out. It's almost always lagging if you pay attention.
Yeah. The news seems to be kind of like narratives that get attached to the price action. A lot of people think it's the opposite way. The news causes the price action, but it's really like, if the price of something goes up 100% a day, everybody's looking like, what is the thing? Like when I see something pumped on CoinMarketCap, like I'm Googling like, Cardano, price, what happened? And whatever the top story that comes up on Google News, you're like, oh, that must be it. Right.
Yeah, I think that's totally, like, I see that everywhere. I think it's human. We want to know why. And maybe there is a why, maybe there isn't. And maybe it's just the chart. Either way, it doesn't seem that the chart gets fooled too often. Now, it doesn't give us a perfect answer or anything ever.
Yeah, no, right.
But it seems to be ahead every time. If you really pay attention, I think it's really interesting. I recommend people check that out.
Yeah. And so one thing that you look at, as we very firmly established, is charts, right? But you don't just look at crypto charts. You kind of look at gold charts, stock charts, other types of fun charts, I'm sure. But kind of what are we seeing on the stock market right now? Because I'm seeing a lot of like really negativity towards the stock market. And if the stock market crashes again, then, that could mean all kinds of different things for Bitcoin. But I really just want to focus on like, what are you seeing right now on the charts for the stock market in general? Like, is it in trouble?
Man, I feel like a broken record here. It's the charts, especially on major indices, in my opinion, have just looked terrible. Honestly, since last year, there was a recovery and it just never really picked up steam. It was just this kind of solid climb up. And now we're seeing that pull back. The structure, I'm looking right now just at NASDAQ, and I mean, looks head and shoulders-ish to me. This is not the charts that I spend the most time on. Typically, viewers will come in, want me to look at these. But when I do, they do seem to behave better than the crypto charts. Less fake outs, as people might call them.
Yeah. Well, when a 1% move is a big deal. What is, so somebody shared something the other day, like 0.68%, I'm 0.68% up. I'm like, what world do you live in that's good? 0.68%. I can't deal with it.
300 years from now, you'll be sitting pretty.
Yeah,
you'll be retired.
So yeah, I think and we kind of been talking a little bit before we went on stream here or on this interview about, a lot of people don't remember, like 1 year ago, March 12th is when the stock market crashed. And interestingly enough, I was actually live streaming on Crypto Face's channel with him, talking about the stock market and talking about, the pandemic, the word that cannot be said on YouTube. And, we were live on air when the price started dumping, and that thing just dump. And I'm a little nervous, that we could be seeing something like that with the stock market again here very soon.
I think that's totally reasonable. There's something I think intrinsic to charts as well, is when a block of time passes, and I think a year is a really good one to look at, but there's also smaller 6 months, 3 months, and it seems to be like a rolling time. And we are really quickly coming up on that exactly 1 year before last year. I'm so used to not saying those words on YouTube that I won't even say them. We're coming up on that. And I think something that a lot of people don't remember is that crypto did crash right before the stock market. It was a few days, maybe 2 days or something like that. And so I think there is a reason to be aware. But something tells me looking at these Bitcoin, Ethereum, these things maybe aren't doing what we would prefer them to be doing right now. They're trading mostly sideways, but they're really not showing the weakness that they were showing back then in 2020.
Yeah. Imagine getting Ethereum under $100. You could have done it that day.
Oh man, I woke up to some very, very nice orders that day. So I don't think that crypto is going to really experience that same thing. Maybe to the same degree, but I think that it's something that we should all be aware of.
Yeah.
There's reverberations in the chart, something like that from the year ago.
Well, what I would say is, it was coming up on the 1 year anniversary of that. The day that happened, the narrative was Bitcoin obviously is not a hedge against a crash. And, it's failed ultimately. If it's not, digital cash, it's not digital gold. What is it? And I remember one of the Winklevoss twins came out and said, really a true hedge is born in a crisis. It proves its value in a crisis. What he said, it was born at 2008, proves its value during this crisis. It'd be interesting to see if the stock market does crash sometime soon. If we do see Bitcoin hold strong, I think we are very likely to see money flowing into Bitcoin, maybe from the stock market, instead of the other way around.
Yeah, man, it would be awesome to have that satifying, just stocks down, Bitcoin up. That would drive the dream.
Crush it.
I don't have the highest hope that it'll be that satisfying. if one thing is for sure, Bitcoin doesn't really love to give you that satisfaction.
Yeah.
But what I could say is I think looking back at it, maybe it has proven as a hedge. Look at the growth in the stock market since then versus the crypto space. I don't even think they're comparable.
No.
Even in the last few days of selling, Bitcoin, I don't even know off the top of my head at this point, year to date is still up, well over 100% or something. And
yeah, pretty good. It's hard to beat 100%, especially 0.68%.
Yeah, I was going to say it's no 0.68. But.
Well, Tom, thank you for coming on. Great conversation today, talking about the stock markets, talking about Market Cipher, talking about indicators versus technical analysis. You guys make sure to go subscribe to Tom. You guys can get his link down below in the description. Tom, anything you want to leave us with?
Check out the charts, guys. Become fans of the charts, if not just for something to do. I think it really helps to be able to interpret the data yourself, even if you're not an expert, just to any degree. Those news titles, like we were saying earlier, they tend to follow the price. Mm-hmm. If you can take a look at that chart yourself and interpret it, even with some understanding, I think there's a great value there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks for joining us. And guys, drop comments down below. If you guys want to see more TA guys coming on the show, drop who you want to see on the channel down below in the comments, and go subscribe to Tom Crown. That's all I got. Be blessed. Good boy out.